Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 7th of August 2024. Now the prices of Bitcoin on the global cryptocurrency market, guys, is still ridiculously low, but in comparison to what happened on the 5th of August, it is marginally better. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, I did release a standalone episode on the 6th of August where we got and discuss what is it that went wrong at the cryptocurrency bloodbath, also called as KAMALA crash, and later on, guys, I'll go ahead and discuss what is it that you can expect at this session. Now look, so far as the fear and greed index is concerned, right now it is at fear and the number associated is 34. So I wouldn't be surprised if the prices do actually tend to go down. The fear and greed index might actually turn to extreme fear, so we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that. Now today, guys, we do have some interesting news from Binance, and looks like they're supposed to pay $86 million in taxation to the Indian government. $86 million, that is ridiculously high, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. And this taxation, guys, covers the period from July 2017 right till March of 2024. Now Binance seems to be having a lot of problems since the last few years, isn't it? But so far as this news is concerned, they have acknowledged the notice and looks like they're trying to work something with the Indian government. So I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. Now since the last few weeks, guys, there's a lot of hacks and attacks, isn't it? And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about a white hack that is to do with Ronin Bridge, and looks like the white hack attacker has stolen roughly around $9 million. Definitely unfortunate news, isn't it? Because when you talk about white hacker, guys, their role is to go ahead and identify hacks, isn't it? So I really am not sure why and how the white hacker was able to steal $9 million. I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. Now look, guys, there is Olympics going on right now in France, isn't it? And there are quite a lot of negative reviews coming up regarding Olympics, but Caitlyn Jenner looks like she wants to tokenize Olympic medals. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. And what better person than Caitlyn Jenner to go ahead and capitalize on these tokens, isn't it? I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now we do have some really interesting news all the way from India, guys. And this is to do with Reserve Bank of India. Now the Reserve Bank of India is the Central Bank of India, and they are aggressively working on central bank digital currency. And looks like they have some heavy duty giants working along with them. That is Google Pay, Amazon Pay, and even Walmart-backed company called as Phonep. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. And unlike the episode that I released yesterday, we talked only about what is going on so far as US recession is concerned. Today's episode, we'll go back to our Crypto and Coffee Date series. Now, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, guys, I will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. Now, the first news is all the way from Bahrain, and a new blockchain network on Avalanche is planning to bridge the real world and Web3 innovation, and they are doing it with a new blockchain network. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. Now, the second news, guys, is definitely positive news, and this is from the Emirate of Dubai, and this is to do with artificial intelligence and an Emirati-born Birbal AI. They have unleashed revolutionary tech hiring solutions, and looks like they're trying to make recruitment so much easier. I'll definitely go ahead and give out more information regarding this. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, KRASH.amt.tv and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, look, guys, yesterday the numbers were absolutely devastating, isn't it? The global cryptocurrency market has lost over $700 billion, and this has happened in just a matter of 48 hours. Now, if you look at the global cryptocurrency market now, it is below the $2 trillion mark, and it is at $1.98 trillion. Now, there is a very high possibility, guys, by the time you're listening to the episode, the global cryptocurrency market would have severely pumped up, or it could have gone down further as well. Now, that thing being said, since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 3.32%. Now, if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, guys, it is well over the $100 billion mark at $127.04 billion. Now, look, guys, truth be told, this number is definitely not great, considering the fact that the prices were on a downtrend, isn't it? Ideally, guys, this number should have been around the $250 to $300 billion range. We have never ever achieved that number, to be honest. The maximum the 24-hour cryptocurrency market volume has reached would be somewhere around the $200 billion mark. That is about all. Now, since the last 24 hours, guys, the total cryptocurrency market volume is down by 46.94%. Now, thankfully, that is great, because yesterday, guys, the volume definitely increased, but people are selling a lot of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? Now, if you look at the volume in DeFi, guys, no matter what is going on in the cryptocurrency world, the volume in DeFi is exactly the same. Absolutely bizarre and strange, to be honest. Now, today, guys, the 7th of August, the volume in DeFi is at $6.09 billion, and DeFi as of today is accounting for 5.62% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, if you look at the total value locked, guys, it is down to $78.86 billion. Now, look, guys, so far as the total value locked is concerned, I very strongly feel this has absolutely nothing to do with US recession news. This has absolutely nothing to do with the downtrend in the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. The total value locked will be going down because spot Ethereum trading has gone live, and people who are buying spot Ethereum trading, guys, they will not be able to stake their Ethereum, and I think investors have identified that, and a lot of people who joined as validators looks like they're exiting the market as well. And also guys, if you look at the dominance of Lido, since almost 6 months it used to be around the $32 billion mark, that has gone down to $24.96 billion. Now look guys, one of the metrics which has pumped up the most, that has to do with decentralized to centralized exchange dominance. Today it is at 48.56%. Now look guys, this number ideally should be great, but when the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency has fallen down, this number does not make any difference, to be honest, because there is a very high possibility a lot of centralized exchanges are using decentralized exchange in an idealistic world guys. Let's say if the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are relatively less volatile, decentralized to centralized exchange dominance would be great if it is well above the 40% mark, but because there is so much of chaos going on in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world, decentralized to centralized exchange dominance guys does not make any sense as well, to be honest. Now let me do one thing guys, let me quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges. Now the numbers are definitely higher than what it is, but guys listen, if you were to compare it with what is going on in the cryptocurrency world, these numbers are still ridiculously bad. Now the 24-hour volume of Uniswap might be at an all-time high at $7.54 billion. If I'm not mistaken guys, the volume of Uniswap has crossed the $3 billion mark, maybe on just one or two occasions. Now the number second guys is PancakeSwap, and its volume is well over the $1 billion mark at $1.75 billion. The third one guys is Phoenix, and its 24-hour volume is $1.43 billion. The fourth one is Orca, and its volume is $1.14 billion. And finally at number 5 guys is Aerodrome, and its volume is $761.25 million. Now look guys, these numbers are definitely pumped up, but when the prices have gone down and over $700 billion has disappeared from the cryptocurrency market, this number should have been at least 2 or 3 times of what it is, isn't it? Definitely unfortunate news. Now in the episode that I released yesterday guys, which is called as KAMALA Crash, Crypto Bloodbath and Black Monday, I definitely got in touch based on decentralized exchange and what is it that is going on, so please feel free to go and check it out. Now let me quickly run through the volume of stablecoins guys. I was really anticipating that the volume of stablecoins would have been much higher than what it is today, because right now it is at $119 billion, and stablecoins as of today is accounting for 92.37% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now look guys, in order for the prices to pump up, ideally guys, the volume of stablecoins should have been around the $140 to $160 billion mark. Let's see guys if the volume picks up tomorrow, because that would mean guys that people will actually convert those stable coins and then eventually buy Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? Now so far as the volume of Tether USDT is concerned, today it is below the $100 billion mark. It is at $95.02 billion, and on the 5th of August guys, only the volume of Tether USDT was at $184 billion. These are absolutely crazy numbers, isn't it? Now so far as the volume of Circle USDC is concerned, it is almost at $12 billion, $11.99 billion to be precise. And the third one guys is FDUSD, and its volume is $9.96 billion. Now let me quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now usually guys, Bitcoin's dominance is great, but when the prices are going down, you don't want the dominance to be high, isn't it? Which just means that people are selling a lot more Bitcoin. Today it is at 55.70%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is at 15.20%. Now the market cap guys of Bitcoin is at $1.10 trillion. Now look as if the prices tend to go down, and if there is more geopolitical chaos, I wouldn't be surprised if the market cap of Bitcoin will actually go below the $1 trillion mark once again. Now so far as the market cap of Ethereum is concerned, it is exactly at $300 billion. Now look guys, there is a very high possibility by the time you're listening to the episode, the market cap of Ethereum might actually go below the $300 billion mark as well. So let's see how the narrative plays out on Wednesday, Thursdays, and even on the weekends. Now if you look at the 24-hour trading volume guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $57.62 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is slightly more than half of that of Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume at $30.57 billion. Now look guys, it's pretty simple. You need to look at the 24-hour trading volume compared with the volume of stable coins, and that would give you an idea if people are parking a lot of the cryptocurrencies into stable coins, or are they converting it into fiat currencies. Now based on these numbers, based on the fact that we have lost roughly around $700 billion, I hate saying this guys, looks like a lot of people are actually exiting from the market, but let's see guys if the narrative changes over the next coming days. Now in today's episode guys, let me quickly run to the total value locked across all chains, and that would give us some idea so far as the total value locked is concerned, and which protocol has the most total value locked. Now it's no surprise guys that Ethereum has the highest total value locked at $46.20 billion. What is a bit surprising, guys, is that Tron blockchain is at number 2nd and its total value locked at $7.10 billion. I was actually anticipating it could either be Binance BNB chain or maybe Solana, but Solana is at number 3rd and the total value locked in Solana blockchain is $4.41 billion. The 4th one, guys, is Binance Smart Chain and the total value locked is $3.99 billion. The 5th one is Arbitrum and the total value locked is $2.55 billion. Now look, guys, these numbers are drastically going to change either in a positive or in a negative way, but what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, yesterday I did go ahead and release an episode called as KAMALA KRASH, where we went ahead and touched base on quite a lot of things, guys. We went ahead and discussed that $2.9 trillion were lost in just a matter of few days, and this number, guys, is definitely more than the 2008 financial crisis. We touched base on Tether USDT's volume. We also looked at Ethereum's market cap, how it actually went down by well over $100 billion in just a matter of few days. But Aave, guys, they made a record profit of $6 million. And in that episode, guys, we went ahead and discussed why the recession actually took place. Is it something driven by fake news media or misleading information by mainstream media? Now look, guys, the cryptocurrency bloodbath and the stock market bloodbath is around news regarding US recession, isn't it? And in the episode that I released yesterday, guys, we went ahead and touched base on some numbers. We also went ahead and discussed Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israel Prime Minister, and what speech he gave to Congress and what kind of a geopolitical chaos it created in the Middle East. And we also went ahead and touched base on Japanese exchange, guys, where the Japanese stock did actually go down by 4,451 points, and it is actually the lowest since Black Monday in 1987 in Japan. And also South Korea, guys, they had the biggest stock market crash since 2008. We also touched base on some numbers regarding India, where they lost roughly around $181.38 billion. Now look, as all these things being said, it's really important to note that since the last 7 days, there was also an earnings report by Meta, Amazon, Nvidia, MicroStrategy, Microsoft, and quite a lot of other. Now what happens is that in the earnings call report, if these businesses show that the cryptocurrencies have gone down, they are kind of benefited by it, because then they don't have to pay for tax as well. So these are things you need to factor as well, guys. Now look, all this thing being said, guys, no one actually anticipated that the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to go down miserably, but let's see, guys, how this narrative changes. Now what I want to do next, guys, is I want to go ahead and touch base on some news regarding Binance, and this news, guys, is surrounding Binance in India, and Binance is contesting an $86 million tax notice that they received from India's Directorate General of Goods and Services Tax Intelligence, also called as DGGI, and they got this tax notice, guys, for allegedly not paying GST on transaction fees that were collected from Indian customers between July 2017 and March 2024. Now look, guys, this is the very first time that the Director General of Goods and Services Tax Intelligence has issued such kind of notice to an international cryptocurrency exchange. Now Binance, guys, has acknowledged the notice and stated that it is reviewing the detail and fully cooperating with Indian authorities, and the company asserts its commitment to complying with relevant domestic laws. Now so far as the transaction fees that Binance has earned from Indian customers, they were totaling around $476 million, and they were transferred to Nest Service Limited, which is a Binance Group company based in Seychelles. Now look, guys, it's important to note that the service provided by Binance falls under the category of Online Information and Data Access of Retrieval Services, also called as OIDAR, and these are subject to GST in India to ensure a level playing field between foreign and domestic service providers. Now regarding this news, guys, this tax notice follows a previous fine of $2.2 million that was actually imposed in Binance in June of 2024 for providing services in India without adhering to anti-money laundering regulations. Now it's really important to note, guys, that although the Director General of Goods and Service Tax Intelligence investigation is separate from the Financial Intelligence Unit process that actually allowed Binance to operate as a registered entity, it still adds to the regulatory challenges Binance faces in India. Now look, guys, so far as Binance is concerned, 2023 and 2024 is kind of the worst years of Binance, isn't it? And globally, Binance is also dealing with similar tax-related issues in other countries, including Nigeria, where legal battles over tax invasions continue, and some of the executives in Nigeria was detained as well, isn't it? Now look, guys, that thing being said, Binance remains committed to addressing these issues and are currently working with authorities in their respective jurisdiction. So let's see, guys, what the outcome to this is. I wouldn't be surprised if Binance tries to negotiate on the fees and they do come up with some settlement. Now regarding India, guys, I really am not sure if there are such kind of settlements being made. If you do have any idea, mention them in the comments below. Now guys, let's go ahead and discuss some unfortunate news. And looks like a white hacker has stolen $9 million, and this is to do with Ronin Bridge. Now Ronin Bridge, guys, is a prominent crypto bridging services, and they paused the services after $9 million in tokens were drained in what appears to be a white hack. Now the co-founder, guys, did actually mention via Twitter or X that the bridge, which secures over $850 million, is safe despite the incident, and he further went ahead and mentioned that the pause was due to reports of a potential minor extractable value, also called as MEV exploit. Now look, so far as white hat hackers are concerned, these are guys who find security vulnerabilities, and they usually help improve software security, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see what the outcome to this is. And Ronin's RON token, guys, does remain stable as of now. As a matter of fact, guys, since the last 24 hours, it is actually up by 7.4%. Now look, since the last few months, I'm seeing quite a lot of news regarding exploits and hackers in it. Now granted, guys, these numbers are ridiculously less in comparison to, let's say, 2020 and 2021. But still definitely unfortunate news, isn't it? Now guys, let's talk about tokenizing Olympic medals. And media personality Caitlyn Jenner is launching a new crypto project that will allow investors to own a digital piece of her 1976 Olympic gold medal. Now she was he back then, isn't it? Now the gold medal, guys, will be represented by an NFT on Ethereum layer 2 network base with a tradable token called medal launching alongside. Now this project, guys, will involve Jenner token holders in some way. Now if you need more information, guys, Caitlyn Jenner did actually mention this to Decrypt, and the official link is in the show notes below. Now guys, let's go ahead and discuss some news all the way from India. And the Reserve Bank of India looks like they're getting some heavy duty giants in the so-called central bank digital currency project, and Google, Amazon Pay and Walmart-backed PhonePe are reportedly seeking to join India's central bank digital currency initiative, which is led by the Reserve Bank of India. And as per a report from Reuters, even Indian fintech companies like Cred and Mobivic have also applied to participate in the RBI's digital rupee pilot, which was actually launched in December 2022. Now initially, guys, only banks could handle e-rupee transactions, but in April of this year, the Reserve Bank of India allowed payment companies to join upon approval, and these firms, guys, are collaborating with Reserve Bank of India and also with the National Payment Council of India, called as NPCI, and looks like they want to enable e-rupee access in the coming months. Now this initiative, guys, aims to boost transaction volumes by expanding the user base, as these companies are currently handling over 85% of India's UPI digital payments that amount to roughly around 13 billion transactions monthly. Now look, guys, unfortunately this is not a positive news, because when you talk about central bank digital currency, they kind of go against the very ethos of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? Now what I really recommend you to do is, guys, try to understand what central bank digital currencies are. And technically speaking, guys, this is definitely not a positive news, not just for the cryptocurrency world, but also for privacy so far as Indian citizens is concerned. That is my honest opinion. So these were the news, guys, on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news, guys, is all the way from Bahrain. And HTC Bahrain, guys, they are partnered with Ava Labs during the Token 2049 Dubai event, and looks like they want to promote Web3 growth in the MENA region, and they launched an Avalanche subnet as part of the Web3 Launchpad program. Now this partnership, guys, aims to accelerate blockchain adoption and expansion across the Middle East. And Avalanche, guys, was selected as the Kuala A-Path partner and industry ambassador. Now the Kuala A-Path, guys, is named after Kuala Al Bahrain, a UNESCO heritage site symbolizing strength and intercultural confluence, and HTC Bahrain is a subsidiary of HTC Group, which is valued at $13.9 billion. Now HTC Group, guys, they have a history of innovation, including the deployment of the world's largest undersea cable linking Europe, Africa and Asia as well, and they have developed the region's first integrated data center covering 55,000 square meters. And HTC Bahrain, guys, will use Avalanche to drive Web3 development in the region. And Avalanche, as we know, is recognized for its near-instant transaction finality, isn't it? And they also have high throughput and robust subnet architecture. And HTC Bahrain's Web3 Launchpad, guys, aims to create a regional ecosystem of various decentralized apps with high performance and security. And as an Avalanche builder, support an official ambassador in MENA region, HTC Bahrain will boost Web3 adoption in Avalanche. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, if we do see any actual use cases. Now this partnership will involve co-marketing, conferences, hackathon and community engagement efforts. And Saado Day, the chief wholesale officer at HTC Bahrain, emphasized the commitment to digital transformation and innovation. And John Nahas, The senior vice president of BD at Ava Labs highlighted the importance of subnets for HTC Bahrain Web3 ecosystem. Now, the launch guys aligns with Ava Labs' larger plans for the MENA region, and HTC Bahrain have also partnered with other Web3 and blockchain entities like Deepin infrastructure provider LF0. Now, this initiative, guys, is a significant step towards establishing a strong Web3 foundation in the Middle East and North African region. So definitely positive news, isn't it? But look, guys, I'm really curious to check when people will actually go and start using this. Because when you talk about cryptocurrency and blockchain, guys, all I'm seeing is news regarding partnership, but the user adoption is ridiculously less. Let's see if they get a lot of users actually using any of these projects and protocols in the Web3 space. Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss an interesting news that merges artificial intelligence with a recruitment system. An Emirati-born Birbal AI has unleashed revolutionary tech hiring solution. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, guys, because Birbal AI combines traditional tech hiring method with advanced AI technology, and they specialize in recruiting elite developers for contract-based roles. And Birbal AI's AI-driven tool redefines talent acquisition, surpassing conventional models as well. And the core business is enhanced with dynamic product like AI solutions for talent acquisition. And Birbal AI, guys, they have launched cutting-edge tech hiring solution in Abu Dhabi as well. And this initiative aligns with UAE's 2030 vision and supports Abu Dhabi's innovation and economic diversification. Now look, as Abu Dhabi has become a global innovation hub under the leadership of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, isn't it? So definitely positive news, and government policies and investments are currently attracting global talents and businesses to Abu Dhabi. And Saeed Abdullah Al Amiri, the chairman of Birbal AI, has praised Abu Dhabi's progress and technological renaissance. And Birbal AI's hiring solution, guys, aims to revolutionize tech recruitment in Abu Dhabi's Birbal Brief Box. And Birbal Brief Box, guys, transforms complex projects needs into precise job profiles, and their vocal tech profiler uses AI to analyze voices for cultural fit, and the Matchmaster employs intelligence algorithms for superior candidate project matching. And Birbal TriTech Interview Suite offers a futuristic evaluation program as well, and Birbal Pro Certify ensures only top talents are selected through expert engagement. So look, as if you're a recruiter, you definitely may want to check on this, isn't it? Now look, as so far as artificial intelligence is concerned, particularly in Abu Dhabi, there are quite a lot of heavy giant companies investing in artificial intelligence, isn't it? Microsoft has invested $1.5 billion in G42, and Monu Kumar, the CEO of Birbal AI, has highlighted the company's role in advancing global technological innovation. And Birbal AI collaborates with educational institutions to develop AI curricula and training programs, and educational initiatives include AI-focused curriculum, specialized training programs, internships, and AI research center. So definitely positive news. Now look, so far as artificial intelligence is concerned, it is turning out to be a game changer, isn't it? And I wouldn't be surprised, guys, in just a matter of 3 to 5 years, the Middle East might just turn out to be the leader, not just in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, but also in the artificial intelligence space as well. So brilliant and positive news. So these were the newscasts on the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, also please feel free to go and check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. It is packed with loads of information in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, artificial intelligence, central bank digital currencies, metaverse, and even stable coins. Now for the next few minutes, guys, there's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Frank who asks, what impact do you think Google's entry into India's CBDC initiative will have on digital currency adoption? Now look, it's so critical to understand what CBDCs are. Now what I really recommend you to do, Frank, and even to our listeners, go to my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. And there is a tab called as blockchain, and under that at the bottom of the page you will see 2 documents on central bank digital currency. Go ahead and download the second one, and then you can see a comparison between central bank digital currency and Bitcoin. So look, when you talk about Google's entry into central bank digital currency, this is definitely not ideal in my opinion, because once central bank digital currency goes mainstream, the governments have more control over our spendings, they can immediately go ahead and close your account as well. Now look, Frank, Google's involvement in India CBDCs is definitely going to have a significant boost, particularly so far as digital currency adoption is concerned, and as a leading tech company in the world, they have a massive user base as well as in it. Now that thing being said, Google can provide seamless integration of digital rupee, and they can do that into the existing payment platforms like Google Pay or even Google Meet. I tend to use Google Meet, the paid version as well. Now this integration by Google and top companies will actually enhance accessibility and convenience for users, but the big question is, at what cost? Because when you talk about CBDCs, the government will have full control over your spendings, isn't it? But on the other hand, Google's entry into India's CBDCs could actually lead to widespread adoption among consumers and merchants, and that is something which China did as well, isn't it? Now what China did when they went and implemented central bank digital currency, they asked a lot of private firms to go ahead and implement it first, and that's one of the reasons why central bank digital currency is a massive deal in China. Look, Frank, Google's technological expertise and innovative approach could definitely help challenges related to scalability, security, and user experience, and they could actually make digital currencies more attractive to the general public. Now, when it comes to central bank digital currency, I always make a comparison with stable coins. Me personally, if given a choice between stable coins and central bank digital currency, I would try to use central bank digital currency, to be honest. But the biggest threat to stablecoins' existence is actually central bank digital currency. But to answer your question overall, I do feel Google's participation could definitely serve as a catalyst for accelerating the acceptance and the use of digital currency. But in a country like India, where there's so much of hate for cryptocurrency, I would really like to see the narrative change. That is my honest opinion, but definitely an interesting and great question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, please feel free to go and check out my website. That is www.blockchaindxb.com. It is packed with loads of information in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, Metaverse, and lately I'm covering articles on artificial intelligence as well. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.